And as a penalty, he must bring to the priest, that is, to the Lord, his guilt offering, a ram from the flock, one without defect and of the proper value. In this way, the priest will make atonement for him before the Lord, and he will be forgiven for any of these things he did that made him guilty. So we're back into again the law and what was correct and what was right to do in regards to, in this case, in regards to something as simple as theft and lies. And there was a required correction. And so the correction was to repay what was stolen or lost and add a fifth to it. So in order to make sure that there was atonement made as well, there would be a penalty that would be brought to the priest to make as a guilt offering for the person that was guilty of doing the crime or doing the sin. And so what we're seeing here is a way for the people to have laws and have regulations and what they need to do at this time in order to make atonement and as well as make things right. Can you think of things that we do today? I mean, how is it today? There's so many times that I hear things get stolen or things get mistreated, property, other people's property destroyed and not replaced. Today, I mean, it's lawsuit happy all the time. So, what comes to mind when you come and you read this portion? What are your thoughts? What are your feelings regarding the truth, what we're hearing today, especially um, back in those days? What is if you were back in the day of Moses? How would you feel about hearing these? What would you think? The burnt offering. The Lord said to Moses, "Give Aaron and his sons this command. These are the regulations for the burnt offering. The burnt offering is to remain on the altar hearth throughout the night till morning, and the fire must be kept burning on the altar. The priest shall put on his linen clothes with linen undergarments next to his body, and shall remove the ashes of the burnt offering that the fire has consumed on the altar, and place them beside the altar. Then he is to take off these clothes and put on others, and carry the ashes outside the camp to a place that is ceremonially clean. The fire on the altar must be kept burning. It must not go out. Every morning, the priest is to add firewood and arrange the burnt offering on the fire and burn the fat of the fellowship offerings on it. The fire must be kept burning on the altar continuously. It must not go out. The grain offering. These are the regulations for the grain offering. Aaron's sons are to bring it before the Lord in front of the altar. The priest is to take a handful of fine flour and oil, together with all the incense on the grain offering, and burn the memorial portion on the altar as an aroma pleasing to the Lord. Aaron and his sons shall eat the rest of it, but it is to be eaten without yeast in a holy place. They are to eat it in the courtyard of the tent of meeting. It must not be baked with yeast. I have given it as their share of the offering made to me by fire, like the sin offering and the guilt offering. It is most holy. Any male descendant of Aaron may eat it. It is his regular share of the offerings made to the Lord by fire for the generations to come. Whatever touches them will become holy. So once again, this is in regards to the priests and the Levites, Aaron's family that will be serving for generation to generation to generation in the Lord's house. And so they wouldn't be able to work the field or have any other type of duty. Their duty was for the Lord. And so the Levites, the priests, had to be provided for somehow. And so what happened was, because they belonged to the Lord, they got to partake in the best things that the Lord that was offered to the Lord. So they got to eat the bread and some of the meat as designated per the Lord to them, so that they could have sustenance, so that they could have food, that they were fully provided for, not by God. And he was allowing his people to do that as a community. Are there examples that you can think of today that we do things as a community